Okay, Mbulabinaka, welcome again to another session of our crypto education. For today, my name is Jonas Desai, and I'm here in Lautoka, Fiji. So today we're going to look at the ISO standard, compliant crypto, and the list. So today we're going to do an introduction of what in ISO 222 list compliant. So today we're going to make an introduction. Just a disclaimer. I am not a financial advice. This should not be your financial advice. All of this should be your educational purposes only. And please do your own research and due diligence when coming into crypto. So this is part of your research into the new development of ISO standard 222. So we normally say 2022. So ISO 222, just a short form. So it's 20022 compliant. So today we're gonna watch a video of a short video to explain an introduction of what an ISO is. After that, then we'll go right into the website of the ISO standard, and then we're going to look at the crypto. So today is our first series. It's an introduction to ISO standard, and let's sit back and watch the video. Please do have your pen and paper if you want to note some things down from the video of the introduction of the API. You can have your Q&A after this. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. We'll just have to share the sound. Okay, amazing opportunity.
This video is an introduction to ISO 20022. We will see why do we require ISO 20022 and what is ISO 20022. I have divided this video into three sections. In the first section, we will look at what are the different payment instruments, including low and high value payments and their protocols. In the second section, we will see a small glimpse of the major message formats and example and typical limitations. In the last section, we will cover the crux of the video about ISO 20022, a brief history, an ISO 20022 model, and sample message. To summarize, we will define the various payment instruments that are typically used in a given country, understand the complexity and gamut of the various payments in the financial domain, and then discuss the need for a common protocol, which is ISO 20022. Just a note, this video is only an introduction. We will look at the need for ISO 20022 and an introduction to it. It does not go into the detail of ISO 20022 like the message formats, details of the fields, etc. So let us look now into the various types of payment instruments that are usually available in a given country. We will cover the payment instruments and protocols. Low value payments, as the name says, these are low ticket transactions used by the general population. Any country usually has a banking ecosystem where there is one central bank, or sometimes called as the Reserve Bank, and various banks or financial institutions which are governed by the central bank. That's what I have depicted at the bottom of the screen. This Reserve Central Bank also may act as a broker for communication between the banks. Banks act as the payment instrument providers to the citizens. Now, let us look at the various retail payment instruments. Firstly, the ATM and the POS network, where there is a common scheme that interconnects the banks, and the payment cards are issued by the banks are used as the payment instruments at the ATM or the POS machines. This scheme and network infrastructure is an important institution. that is depicted as the cloud there. Second one is one of the oldest payment instrument, which is the check-based payment. Every country would have their own check clearing house, which helps the banks to work between them and clear the checks. The third one is about 2.5 decades old, where there is an electronic transfer system where the account holders can transfer the money to other accounts in the same or other banks using an electronic transfer method, typically using a web portal or mobile banking, etc. These electronic transfer systems has also been extended for mobile-based QR transfers. The next one is ACH or ECS, that is Automated Clearing House or Electronic Clearing System, which is typically used for recurring or bulk payments. For example, the EMI payments that we do or the salary payments, etc. Every country which hosts an ECS or an ACH would have their own clearing house, which acts as an interface between the banks. Lastly, cash, which I guess is the oldest, which again is provided by the central bank and the banks to the population. To summarize, when it comes to low value payments in a given country, we would have card network, we would have a check clearing house, we would have an electronic money transfer system, an ACH, automated clearing house, and cash, etc. So these are all the low value payment instruments that are provided. This table provides a small glimpse in the gamut of the various protocols used in the low value payments. In the card and ATM world, we know that ISO 8583 is one of the predominant protocol, and there are a lot of ATM specific proprietary protocols. When it comes to electronic transfer, there are protocols like SFMS in India and across the world. Majorly Swift MT is used. For cash and clearing management, Swift MT is used, and there are systems like Twist that also provide the service. For check clearing, every country have their own system and specific protocols, typically file-based exchange. So where I've just taken a small sample in the various protocols in low value payments, these are the number of protocols that are used in the low value payments. Now let's look at some high value payment systems. Again, there is a central bank and various banks surrounding them. The first high value payment system that I'm going to talk about is Forex clearing. These could be typical consumer or corporate foreign exchange transactions that are done. Every country would have their own Forex clearing house. The next one is one of the most important systems called as RTGS, that is real-time gross settlement systems, which are used for high-value payments. These high-value transactions can be initiated either by the general population, companies, or banks themselves. These RTGS systems have minimum thresholds for the amount of transactions as well. RTGS systems enable the settlements for trade services, that is transactions typically initiated for the import, export, uh, cross-border as well. Current message scheme has various types of messages related to trade, like trade account opening, invoice financing, guarantees, letter of credits, etc. So all these trade services, the money exchange cross-border or within the country is also done via the RTGS channel. The RTGS channel also is used for securities. Securities are tradable financial instruments that are used to raise capital in the private markets. They are usually equity, debts, etc. Some of the messages in the payments for securities include order to buy or sell, collateral messages, general securities messages, etc. Lastly, the payments could happen between the banks themselves to clear. Again, a small glimpse of the protocols that are used across the world in higher value payments. This is not a complete table. This is only a sample that I'm showing here. If you look at Forex payments, there are various protocols like Twist, IFX, etc. For RTGS, typically Swift MT is used. We will look at what is Swift MT in the subsequent slides. For securities, ISO 15022 protocol is used. I've just mentioned, as I said, the few of the various protocols that are used. You can refer BIS CPMI Redbook, which provides the various RTGS systems and protocols that are used across the world. Now let's have a glimpse of the sample messages and understand what are the typical challenges. First one is Swift MT, one of the oldest and used across for various domains. MT stands for message types. The Swift MT is used for various business domains and are grouped by the message type group that you see on the second column on the table. Swift MT, as I said, defines messages for various financial domains like securities, trades, etc. The messages are grouped by the business domain, and like let's take an example like MT103 is for cross-border cash transfer, MT202 is for cash transfer between institutions. On the right, I've given a sample message of a Swift MT where the fields are typically grouped. It is called as a block, and every field has its own tag. Like the tag 59 is used to populate the beneficiary details. So the challenge with this particular protocol is one needs to know the fields and the tag numbers and the message number and the message name, and it's a block-based messaging. So there are few of these challenges with the Swift MT message system. ISO 8583 is used in card-based payments, and it's a fixed bitmap-based message format, very much unreadable than the Swift MT protocol that we saw. It has an MTI, bitmap, and data elements, and this, as I mentioned, is much more unreadable and requires a technical program to read through. Let's see what are the challenges with these messaging systems. First challenge is there are different payment instruments and different syntaxes, which also means that there are different formats like XML, fixed format, block format that are used. This firstly causes interoperability issues. So between these payment systems to talk, it is not so easy. Secondly, the same business function has various types of protocols that get used. For example, in case of an RTGS system, various countries use different protocols. One another major challenge is that fields are usually have fixed length, which means that the data gets truncated. For example, if there's a customer name field which only can hold 20 characters, but sometimes the full name exceeds 20 characters, causing data truncation and thus leading to data quality issues. Last one, as I mentioned, the data is not easily readable by a human or by a machine as well. Now, let us look as to why we need ISO 20022. Firstly, recent open technologies provide solutions for standard problems that we saw the last section, like data quality issues, easy readability, easier automation, etc. Secondly, the idea is to have a common protocol that spans across the various business domains like retail payments, trade, securities, foreign exchange, etc. That is a single protocol that covers the low value and high value payments. So to achieve this new single protocol, ISO, the International Standards Organization, Technical Committee 68, which takes care of the financial services, had a new committee. It's a subcommittee. So ISO organization, a Technical Committee 68, and a Subcommittee 9 was formed to create the new Common Financial Industry Messaging Standard. The brief history of the various ISO standards are given below. If you see, the Swift MT is one of the oldest and most used too. And the important one to note is ISO 15022, which is the kind of predecessor to ISO 20022. It is also based on XML, but it was only limited to the securities domain. So what is so unique about ISO 20022? I mean, keeping aside a common protocol for the low and high value payments, avoid data truncation issues, etc. But the key thing here in this protocol is the actual syntax and the business model is separated. When I mention the actual syntax, the format, be it the fixed format or XML or any other format, it is separated out from the actual business requirements and the model. This was achieved using UML, which is Unified Modeling Language. UML is a modeling language that can be used to construct and document the artifacts and requirements of software systems. So using this, the financial instruments and the messages and the data fields were actually modeled. UML was used to capture the message flows, business transactions in a syntax independent approach. The keyword here again is the syntax independence. The flows, the rules, and the messages were captured via UML. ISO 20022 has a centralized dictionary of all the financial terminologies that is used for payments. And using these defined models, the actual syntax that is used by the software payment systems is derived. Currently, ISO 20022 has standards to generate XML or ASN.1 notations. But the whole idea is to use these models and extend them for any other messaging standard. So to summarize in layman's terms, a model is like a mold and it has all the requisite information to create the syntax. And the actual syntax is the idle, which can be generated out of the mold. Now let's see a glimpse of the ISO 20022 models. As shown in the diagram, there are two important blocks. First one is the business process catalog on the left, and the second one is the data dictionary on the right. Business process catalog on the left defines the various business areas. Business areas are nothing but the various functional domains across the industry. We spoke of retail, cash, forex, treasury, securities, etc. So these business areas are one level down of these domains. So these business areas are indicated by 4-digit characters. Few of them are given below, like ACMP stands for account management, PAIN stands for payments initiation, which is used across various domains. Uh, TSIN stands for trade services initiation, etc. So these are one level down important functional processes across the various domains. The next one is the catalog of business transactions, which encompasses the various messages which forms a single business transaction. If I have to take an example, let's say direct debit is a business transaction which involves various messages within it, like funding the money from the debtor and crediting to the creditor, etc., involves various messages. So all encompassing will become one business transaction. So there are multiple business transactions across the domains that we saw or the business areas that we saw. Now let's look at the data dictionary aspect. The first one is the business actors, which means the various parties that are involved in the business transaction. It could be an end consumer, company, financial institutions, agents, etc. ISO 20022 has a rich set of business actors defined across all the domains. The next item in the data dictionary is the message concepts, which defines the actual message data, that is the fields in the message, and the constraints of the data and the rules, etc. Like the address of the data or the transaction amounts. So these are all the message data and also the message overall in itself. The last one is the data types, which define the data format of the fields in the message. The valid values, the fields, etc. are captured in a syntax independent way. To summarize, this model which we saw forms a building block for ISO 20022, which is used to create the actual syntax in the end language that we require. ISO 20022 standard has multiple parts in it. The first three define the meta model, the UML profile, etc. The ISO 20022-4, that is the fourth part, covers the XML generation aspect of it, and the eighth part covers the ASN.1 syntax aspect of it. I just thought I'll give a flow of how a message is defined in ISO 20022. This is a sample message for direct debit where multiple messages are exchanged between different parties. This is a sample XML message for ISO 20022. The sample that I've chosen is for payments initiation. The message name, as I have highlighted at the top, is PAIN for payments initiation. You can see the various business actors in the message, where the second block that I've shown is the business role, is the initiating party, and the address where the different business elements are used, like the postal code, the town name, etc. I just wanted to show a sample because how readable is an ISO 20022 message. Some interesting facts about ISO 20022. The adoption is still in progress. In case of an RTGS, the adoption is widespread, and in many countries, this ISO 20022 protocol has been implemented. And in some other countries, it is still under process of implementation. In case of cards, the standards for ISO 20022 are still at a very, very nascent stage. So who helps to create the catalog of ISO 20022 messages? So many international players in the financial space like Visa, FIX, SWIFT are members of ISO 20022 who submit the new message standards and then they build the catalog. ISO 20022 Swift messages are sometimes referred to as MX, that is Swift MX. Thank you for watching the video. I know this might have been a very long video. I didn't want to talk about ISO 20022 without giving a brief of various.
Okay, so that is our ISO standard introduction. I hope that you can do any wrong of the video. It was the lot. It was the video recording was so low. That's why we could not hear. But at least we can do a wrong of the row. Yes. Eh? So that was an introduction to ISO standard. Okay, Nakatima. Yeah. So what is an ISO standard? This is ISO is a non-government organization by themselves. So the ISO 222 is the messaging app, messaging protocol for money. Yeah, the banks they use to transfer money, and the compliant is also for the banking system, payment system, either online or traditional exchanges or payment system through ATM or so level weekend and the bakang takatiko na system going sending money, we did not know how they work. Baleta, we were not taught in school how money works. Duaveroto, the most important part is the ISO standard. So the ISO standard is the ISO standard is the messaging app for money for the banker to communicate between them. If I'm sending money to China, the bank, they communicate through there. We are not shifting a physical money to China, but in a digital form, the messaging app is used. So that's why the ISO 20022 is so important. We'll do our Q&A later. We're gonna go straight to the app, to the website, the ISO standard, to the website. Let's see. Okay. I think I'll have to take my video out. Okay. Let's see if you guys can see this. Okay, yeah. So if you're going to ISO standard in Google search, this is the official website, www.iso.20022.org. Okay, this will be the official website. You click on there, then it will take you directly to the ISO 222. Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of overview of what you're looking at here. What is here? An ISO website. So, Universal Financial Industry Message Scheme. About ISO 222, as we've seen the video, it's already explained in a video. ISO 222 is a multi-part international standard prepared by ISO Technical Committee Financial Services, PC 68 Financial System. I'll give you just an overview here on your dashboard on the website. This is what you will see: a single standardization approach, methodology, process, repository to be used by all financial standard initiatives. What is an ISO here? You can also download this one, the dummy, ISO 22 dummies here. You can also download this. You can read more on the ISO here by clicking this arrow here. Message definition and repository. This is, okay. A message definition here. You can click on this and browse the catalogs. Here is the ISO repository. Information about ISO here. You can do your research by clicking here. Development and maintenance, you can read them here. E-forms, you can also read them here. And what is the status of the project? You can read them also here. Submission and all the requests to submission, you can also check there. On top here, catalogs of message, you can see the payment. If you click business catalog domain, this is the business domain, payment, security, trade, finance, cards, FX, or foreign exchange. If you click on payments, for example, you click on payments, you can see the catalogs here. Okay, payment, message definition. Over here, you can use this search button here to search, or you can use show a filter here, a business domain, business area, business application, variant files, and all that you can find here. You have 20 messages here. You can also download them here. Authorized financial, so authorities financial investigation, you can download this and and have a read. Banking services billing, cash management, and all of this. You can download them here, or you can see if I click on payments intentions here, show more, click on the arrow down, and I can see payment intention here, and I can download and have an update. You can also go to cash management here, show more. You click the arrow down, cash management, you can download the documents right here. Now you go to catalog here, business domain, as you can see, cards, you can click on cards as well. Here, inside the card, ATM, interface and transaction processing, and ATM management. Yeah, latest update, right in 2017. Yeah, most of our cash system, traditional system here, they haven't been updated. They do not update manual. They do not update yearly because it costs too much to update financial system, traditional financial system. So you can download here, or you can show more ATM management or ATM card transaction. You can also download them there. This is how you can use your ISO website for all of this. So you have a catalog there for business domain. You also have an additional content for messages or message archive. That would be on your catalog of message. ISO depository here. You can see this report, online search, download or business model. Let's look at business model. You click on business model. It will take you here to business model, one of the most important The creation ISO, the recipe here, business model, okay, providing industry agreement definitions on all financial service. You can read them here, the benefits, business transaction, business concept, common, security, payment, trade, forex, card relation. You can also download there. Updating the business model, you will also see here. Okay, so that goes for that catalog here. You can download a business model and write there. Okay, another part you can do is development. You can click on development here. You will see the list of submissions. This is the development. You can see catalog business justification for message development. If there are any new update or API integration for any country or any institution, you can find them here. Let's look at the API resource department. Here, you will find a status of submission received for the development of maintenance of the ISO 222 message definition API resources variant or supplementary data extension. You have a list here. You can click and you can see some here already been submitted. So that result here, European Payment Council. You have the SWIFT, LC Group. Okay. Let's say if you want to search, for example, let's say here, Bank of England. Yeah, you click on search button. Let's see, or you have two results here, Bank of England. So here you can download the documents if you want to search for that. This is an updated version, Bank of England. So that's how they do it. So people compliant, especially when anything to do with money, it has to be compliant with ISO 222. So we have maintenance here, catalogs, message definition here. Okay. You have a maintenance. Okay, what would you like to maintain? You have a message definition here. You can read more API resources. You can click here on read more. It will take you to read more on the maintenance part, either development or request for an update on your API, meaning anything on the, let's say something like you want to update your ATM services of a country or in your payment system, you can do that here. Maintenance, you want the changes or anything, okay? An organization still wishing to change, enhance or amend an existing compliant as a third, all of this you can do right there. Development, evaluation, publication, and withdrawal. Any change on our financial system, the maintenance can be required here. It has to be compliant as well. This is amazing, This is even this, people do not, a bigger company, they know this, but they do not show us. So thank God to internet, we are able to access information and we can take advantage of the information now, okay? This sometimes, before the internet, these developments were only for rich people that can have access to them, the wealthy people and everybody that have the information. But as for the internet, you have an advantage to have them in your fingertips and read them, maintenance request. See how the world of money works, okay? So here you can see everything here for e-request. You can also have a search and FAQ. This is frequent answering question, or you can go to search, you click on search. You can either get a catalog here, message archive, request, submission. Okay, you also have a ISO. We have a different ISO as well, but 222 is for payment system alone. So you also have an ISO 15022. Okay, you can see them there. Okay, here you can also use a catalog as well and verify them. So in order for you to complete your search for this catalog, let's see. So using a catalog for messages will be very good for your research. So change a request or submission can happen in any time here. So administration information, you have a data for the directory request form. You also have a track maintenance change, a development on ISO 20022, and a submission development as well. So very important, you can go and even changes from pages to pages, and of the business models, API as well. Okay. So a maintenance on an existing ISO 222 API resources, you can click on the resources as well. And here are the maintenance of existing ISO 222 API resources, enhanced compliant. You can also see them here, the development, evaluation, publication, and also on the withdrawal. Very important to read them so that you can understand how your payment system works. Okay. So this is a wonderful ISO standard for your messaging, especially when we're dealing with money. Yeah. So contact. You can contact the ISO standard or the organization themselves. Contact address are here. Okay, contact here, iso.org on behalf of the ISO. Here will be your address all the way in Belgium, in Germany, and privacy here, contact detail. Okay, and you can fill out the form here and then send them a message to contact the ISO organizations standard. So now that we are here, so that's all about the ISO 222 compliant. Here we're going to look at crypto. Okay, we are going to go to crypto. Okay, this is really amazing. Eh? Most of us did not even understand how our money system works, but yeah, so this is available for anyone to have a read and look, and maybe you can take advantage for your investment to make sure that you are up to date with the payment system, especially for any country or any organization, a retail shop, any institution that has a payment system, then updated will be here on the ISO standard. Okay, there's another video I'd like for you to watch for crypto ISO. We'll go here. Okay, we have a few more minutes. Okay. Okay, we can go back. Okay. Yeah, so this will be the explanation for how you can integrate with cryptocurrency. Okay. Stop calling. Yeah, somebody keeps calling. But let's see. Let's see. Okay, my. Okay, we're gonna take out the camera so that we can have a good connection here.
What exactly is ISO 20022? Well, it's a new global standard for financial messaging that is making waves in the industry. Basically, it helps financial institutions securely and efficiently exchange information with each other. It was created by the International Organization for Standardization, or ISO, an independent, non-governmental international group that sets international standards for things like quality and security management. If you ever sent a wire transfer, you maybe heard of another messaging standard called SWIFT. It's similar to 20022, but there are some key differences between the two, like the data format, level of detail, and security features. SWIFT uses its own format, while 20022 uses XML, which is more flexible and easier to integrate. Some central banks and financial regulators have already required the use of ISO 20022 for specific systems and applications. For example, the European Payments Council has set a deadline for 2025 for all SEPA payments to use 20022, while the Federal Reserve in the US is encouraging financial institutions to adopt it by 2023. So what does this mean for digital currencies? ISO 20022 has the potential to play a key role in the development and implementations of CBDCs, as it provides a flexible and standardized framework for financial messaging that ensures consistency and interoperability between systems. Adopting ISO 20022 could increase the use of cryptocurrencies that are compliant with it. Two cryptocurrencies that are members of the ISO 20022 standards body are Ripple's XRP and Stellar Lumens. Recognizing the value of ISO 20022 messaging and its potential to transform the financial industry, Stronghold has utilized this technology in conjunction with blockchain ledger payments in select projects. Messaging standards are crucial for enabling the efficient and secure exchange of financial information between different systems and technologies. They play a critical role in improving the overall performance and reliability of the financial services industry.
Okay, so that's amazing. So that's a short video integrating blockchain as well. So let's go back to our website. So we're gonna open a new website here. We're gonna dive right into a crypto ISO. So ISO 2022 crypto. You click on ISO 20 crypto. Okay, now that you have understood what the ISO standard is, especially ISO 222, now we're gonna go to the list of some of this ISO crypto. Okay, update it here. Okay. So Coindex has updated the ISO list. Okay, ISO standard gains significant importance of a financial industry and a unified messaging standards for electronic data exchange between financial institutions. Okay, so okay, here are some table of contents. So we understood this. We're going to go straight to list of compliant in 2022. Especially here, XRP, Cardano, which is ADA, Quant, Telegram, Stellar Luma. This is XLM Stellar, Hadera or HBAR, IOTA, which is in Minter, and XDC. Okay. So a key takeaway here, an ISO standard global financial messaging is to promote standardized data exchange between financial institutions. Its primary goal is to modernize a traditional financial sector, making data handling easier. The standard have been adopted of both traditional financial system and the world cryptocurrency to improve interoperability. So that means interoperability between a traditional finance and a digital finance. Crypto projects and adopt ISO can seamlessly integrate into a traditional financial system. Fourth, notable, the ISO 222 compliant crypto project include XRP, Cardano, Quant, Telegram, Stellar, Hedera, Hgraph, IOTA, which is Internet of Things, and XDC network. We understood what is this. Okay, we have watched a video on how this really works, ISO 2022. Okay, we'll watch this video later on our series when we start on our crypto journey. So from tomorrow, we're gonna start with each of these coins, starting one day, one coin, so that we can understand fully what are these projects, especially XRP, Cardano, Quant, Telegram, Stellar, and Hgraph or Hbar. This is Hedera and IOTA, Internet of Things, and XDC as well. So from tomorrow, we'll have one day, one coin each. We're gonna look at this as a series, a series. So we'll watch this from tomorrow, this video from tomorrow, and then we're gonna continue with our series of this coin. So, okay. So that's the end of our session for today of introduction on ISO. So you will have a broader idea of what it is. From tomorrow, we're going to start, from tomorrow, we will start with XRP and other 7 projects that are going to integrate our financial system in the future. So one day each, so that we can look at their white paper, we'll see what they're doing, the tokenomics, and then see how you can take advantage and capitalize on them so that you can have a future investment on them. So let's stop the recording. So if you're watching this, this will be the start. If you're watching this on YouTube, this will be the start of our ISO series, crypto series. So I hope that you will learn with us.